Hey and welcome. Let's begin this practice in a seated position. You might come onto some elevation like a pillow. Once you arrive, roll the shoulders onto your back, close the eyes, and tune into breathing. Allow the face muscles to be soft. The neck is long and loose. The shoulders are heavy. And the belly is lightly engaged. You can slide right into Ujjayi breathing, finding the friction at the back of your throat. Keep your focus on breathing, but bring prayer hands into the heart. You can lift through the heart, bow the chin. We'll find all three seals, so lifting from the pelvic floor into the low belly, wide open heart space, but closed at the throat. I'll set a shared intention for us today. And that is to be tuning in to every single moment we possibly can. And in every single moment, searching for something that feels good, something that feels right, and something that feels balanced. Perfect marriage between ease and pleasure and firmness. A groundedness, a stability. Absorb this. On the inhale, open your arms out wide. Sweep them up overhead and allow the palms to touch. And then exhale, release the arms and extend the legs out in front. Send the heels off to your right. Sitting up tall, send the right fingers off to the right and the left arm up and across. Breathing to open the side body. Still lifting from the pelvic floor. Go a little deeper. Draw that top hand behind your head. Lean back, roll the chest up, look up and breathe. Come all the way up, plant your left hand outside the left hip, pop onto your knees, extend the right leg and reach the right arm behind you. Grow long. On the exhale, sit down, face your right leg. Take an early Shavasana, left foot into the right thigh, folding. We'll allow the body to warm up slowly and respectfully. Lengthen, come all the way up to sit, and then we'll extend both legs out in front. Send the heels off to the other side. If you're with me, the left fingers reach down, the right arm reaches up and across. Find freedom through that right side body, but at the same time, remain strong from your root into your belly. Make space. To go deeper, right hand behind your head. Lean into that support as you swivel your heart up toward the sky. Look up and enjoy breath. Inhale, come back up. Plant your right hand to the outside of right hip. Come onto knees. Extend the left leg and reach the left arm behind you. Long breaths. Slowly sit down, right foot into the left thigh. We'll face the left leg and fold over it. A nice slow Janu Shavasana, warm up. Lengthen spine. Come all the way up to sit. Re-extend both legs. And then send them behind you to pop onto all fours. At all fours, come onto fingertips. I love to train the strength of the hands. It's better for the wrists in the long run. Get broad across your collarbones as though you're sending your shoulders toward your hips. And then do that again. Broaden through collarbones, send the shoulders towards your hips. You can even start bending your elbows. Just look for subtle movement at the shoulders. We're generating warmth here. And so important before we bear weight on them. You can plant the palms, but dig the fingers into earth. Melt the belly down as you look up, arching, cow. Exhale, empty all the way. Linger on it, cat. Again, inhale, spinal extension, find cow. Exhale, empty, find your locks in cat. 2 more slowly, find the edge of the movement. One more. Take neutral spine. Send the body forward a few inches so the chest is just forward of the fingertips. You're going to point your elbows back as you lower down to the chest. Pause. Inhale, slide the heart through, finding cobra, and we'll stay a little bit. Activate through the legs like they could become longer. Guide the spinal extension up your back so the whole back is bending. The heart shifts forward, not so much up right yet. One more focus is on the shoulders. They're lifting up and drawing back if we're low. If you're high, you're sending the shoulders down and back, but low is good to start. 2 more breaths. How long can the spine get? One more, heart forward. And then exhale, push to child's pose, but split the knees. Rock the hips side to side as the chest melts down. Grip earth, come on into downward facing dog. Let's bend each knee. Settle the heels. And come on to toes. Bend your knees. Rock your seat to the right. Let this be about your left side body opening. Giant Soothing, tasty breaths. Back through the middle. High onto toes, bend the knees, rock the seat over to the left. Make it about the right side body, lengthening. And then enjoy your breathing. Come back through center. Sweep the right leg up behind you. Hug this knee in toward your nose and pause with it. So the knee, when really trying to touch the nose or the chin. At the same time, you're squeezing the heel up towards your glute. Let it be about compression, so the whole thigh trying to attach to the chest. The heel getting closer to the button. For 3, 2, 1. Keep your arms long. See if you can step the foot right between your hands. Look forward. Step to the top. Flat back. Fold down. Then use your heart to lift you all the way up. Palms touching overhead. Arms release. Let's establish Tadasana and the breathing practice here. Empty completely. Inhale, sweeping wide and overhead. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, flatten out. Exhale, step or leap your way to lower down all the way. Find a cobra. Could be a little higher, of course. And find downward facing dog. Come on to toes. Tip your weight to the right and keep the legs long this time. Breathe. Through center onto toes. Legs stay long, but hips tip to the left. Big body breaths. Find some fibers that are opening and lengthening. For me, it's behind the seat, up to the side waist and the back flank. Back through center. Sweep the left leg up high. Hug this knee in towards your nose. Pause once you're there. Stay broad through the collarbones, strong in the arms. Really make contact between knee and nose if possible. Lift the knee in towards your chest and squeeze the heel in towards your glute. Think about compression, so the thigh is coming in, hugging the chest tightly. Stay with it. It's tough. Still squeezing the heel toward the seat, the thigh toward the chest, the knee toward the nose. For 3, 2, squeeze it, and then place the foot between your hands. Look forward. Step to the top, flat back. Fold forward. Rise high. Reach above. Arms release. Tadasana. Let's come back into the breathing practice. Next inhale, reaching high above. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, step or leap to lower. You might be ready for Chaturanga. Inhale to an up dog or cobra. No reason to rush out of it. Linger, long spine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's come onto toes. Bend the knees. Tip the seat over to the right. Bend the knees quite a lot. You can even pulse. Bend and straighten. Just looking for room outside the hips, the waist, the low back, whatever space you can make. Through center, off to the left, the knees bend. Again, you can pulse long legs, deeply bent legs. Breathing. And stay on this side. Find left side plank. Stacking the feet, reaching the right arm across your ear. Breathe. Can you stay strong and steady, guiding this right foot to the top of the mat? Keep control. Place the foot, shift to half moon, balancing on right and right fingers. Peel the left side body open. Keep your half moon, but slowly draw the left knee in toward your chest. Then compression again. How tightly can this knee squeeze in? How tightly can the heel squeeze in? Just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. Re-extend the left leg. Let's land this in side angle. Bending right knee. Back foot lands. Heel grounds. Left arm across your ear. Breathing. Keep building heat. Keep your right hand planted on the ground. Cross the right ankle over the left ankle. So we find side plank again. Push the ground away like crazy. So it's that pressing down that creates the anti-gravity, the lift through the right shoulder, and keeps you protected there. If you have room, left hand touches the right forearm or maybe even above the elbow. Tipping your head and heart back a little bit. Breathing into side body today. Okay. Roll the left hand down, sneak the right knee up as you roll back to left side plank. Roll the right arm up toward the sky, point the knee as high as it'll go. It's just a transition because we're stepping a wild thing, right foot behind you. That could be enough right there, but if your body wants depth, go for it. Hard opening, wild thing. Roll this slowly over, plant the hands, sweep the right leg high to the sky. Take a 3-legged flow any way you like. Could be, I'm going to show you 2 ways through. One will be chin stand, but the first will be 3-legged flow. So wave forward into 3-legged plank. Exhale, lower, 3-legged chaturanga. At that point, drop the feet, roll over toes, send the heart forward and up. Strong in the legs, shoulders back. Exhale into downward facing dog. Or right leg lifts high, send your heart forward, use some momentum to hop, switch, or sustain Gandha Barandasana, aka chin stand. I'll show you. Any way you slice it, we clear it out. Meeting together, downward facing dog. Let's find breath. Come onto toes, bend the knees, tip the seat to the left. Enjoy it. Onto toes. Bend the knees, tip weight to the right. Turn this into a side plank. On right hand, stacking the foot, crossing left arm over your ear line. Breathe. Arcing hips up high if possible. You're going to take this slow motion, stepping left foot to the top of the mat. Keep control, keep control, keep control. And foot lands, balancing on left foot, left fingertips. Peel the right side body open. Keep half moon, but draw the right knee in toward your chest. Think compression, so the heel comes to the glute, the thigh comes toward the chest. Keep squeezing. Again, heel into glute, thigh to chest, knee up toward the collarbones for 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, nice and tight, 1, re-extend this leg. Let's land it at side angle lunge. Right arm crossing the ear. You can always take forearm to thigh or come onto a block. Let's breathe to long lines. To come out, plant your hand firmly, cross the left ankle over the right. Arc the hips up high. If you've got the room, right hand grabs the left arm somewhere, anywhere, and you kind of lean back to open up the outer shoulder. Big breaths. Let's look down, roll the right hand down, bend the left knee, sneak it up into right side plank, pointing the left knee as high as it'll go, reaching the arm up too. But pretty much transitioning, so step the left foot behind you. That's enough. Or go big, send the heart way back. Left fingers reaching for the ground. Breathing. Take it slow, roll it over, plant the hands, float the left leg high. Take your pick, 3-legged flow, 4-legged flow, or even chin stand. Go ahead. Downward facing dog. Set the knees down. Sit on your heels. You're going to fire up the core with Kapalbhati Breathing, flipping the palms to face up. Of course, rapid, forceful exhales, passive, natural inhales. Take a breath in first. And begin. Ujjayi breath, recover. Opening the eyes. I'm going to bring us into an inversion with a compression. I'll do it with headstand, but you can do it with whatever inversion that is suiting you today. First, let's practice it in child's pose. So keep the knees pretty close together, but they could be like hips distance apart. And you'll send your belly right onto your thighs. Already that requires full range of motion in the knees and in the hips. So if there's limitation there, that's okay. Be respectful, honor it. It may take time. You go down low if that feels comfortable. Reach the arms forward. And then approximate whatever inversion you're taking. So I'm going to take headstands. I'm going to interlace my fingers, bend the elbows, and plant my head between my forearms. Imagine yourself upside down now. So upside down, there'd be a lot more exertion in the arms and shoulders. And this compression, which is pretty easy in this plane, would have to be engaged using your hip flexors, your hamstrings, and your core. You'd be squeezing your knees in and your heels in. So do that actively now. Knees in, heels in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then straighten the arms. Look forward. And let's come into that inversion. We'll take 1 minute with a compression. So I'm going to plant my head. You can always, of course, pause it, speed it up, move to the wall, whatever is in your practice. But you get up however you get up. And once you're up there, if you're feeling stable, you do it 2 legs at a time. If you're not feeling stable, do it 1 leg at a time. I'll show that. So I'm going to bring one knee into the chest, squeeze it in, and squeeze the heel in. If I bring 2 knees into the picture, it's actually really pretty tough. Really, really good core training. Hug the knees in, squeeze the heels in, and then stay with it. Just recalibrating. Knees in, thighs in, heels in. Squeezing for 10, 9, 8, 7. Using the arms. Don't let the neck get compressed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-extend your legs up high. And come down using the compression. Bending the knees, hugging them into the chest, and slowly lowering with as much control as you can. Give yourself a break. Could be child's pose. Several breaths. Climb up to a seat. One more compression thing before we do some seated positioning. So stay on your heels. Plant your hands up near your knees. You're going to push the ground away and broaden through your shoulder blades. And then release it. Do that again. Push the ground away, broaden through the shoulder blades. And then release it. This time, push the ground away. Hug the right knee up towards your chest. Hug that heel up toward the seat. For 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Spread the heart. Next exhale, come on up. Left knee comes with you. Heel comes in. Squeeze tight for 3, 2, 1. And then release it. Spread the collar. Inhale. And switch the sides. Right knee comes up. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Release. Recover. Left side. Knee comes up. Squeeze the heel for 3, 2, 1. Release. If you want to try both knees, go ahead. Otherwise, stick to 2 at a time. Lift, lift, lift. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Plant your hands on your thighs. Send your heart forward. The shoulders way back. Look up. Spend some time opening the heart. Interlace the hands behind you. Draw the knuckles back as the chest lifts still. And only if it's reasonable and comfortable, draw your hands or knuckles toward the ground with it. Make some room in front of the shoulders. Use breath. tip forward, plant your hands. Compression is helpful for the jump through. So we could try it here. I'll show it two ways. Okay, you're gonna cross the right shin bone in front of the left, compress to float through. Try to hold the L before you sit it down. So knees come up, heels sneak through, feet kind of have to do a funny thing. We hold the L and settle it down. If the body's not willing to do that, ain't no thing. We do what we can do. So we push the ground away, squeeze the knees, kind of shimmy, shimmy, shimmy on the tops of your feet. Do what you can do. It doesn't have to be pretty. You set it all the way down, extend the legs. Let's relieve that compression now. Tip way to the right, bend the left knee. If your body doesn't like this, come up onto some height, or you can always bend the knee the other way. Check in, try to be even on both sitting bones as you lie back. Maybe this is as far as you go. If you're feeling fantastic, you lie all the way back. If you still feel good, you can bend your right knee, tuck the tail a little bit. And give this one some time. So we can release any unconscious gripping that remains. Move so slowly and so respectfully, returning to breath and small movement. Climbing yourself up, tipping weight way over to the right to re-extend the left leg. Give that knee a little love and heat if it could use it. And then tip over to your left, bend the right heel outside that hip. Try to get even through the sits bones, even if that requires sitting on a blanket. Okay. Could be under the left seat especially. Check in, this could be enough. You might need to bend the knee the other way, or maybe you tip it back to hands. No shame, perfect to stay right here. If you feel great though, come onto the elbows. We're not looking for extreme tension. We're looking for that joy, that what feels good and right as we set our intention for earlier. And if you feel fantastic, you lie all the way back. You might even bend that left knee, tuck the tail. The eyeballs settle. See if there's any gripping to release at the hip or the thigh, the knee. Return to big breathing. Small movement like rocking the head. Slowly, respectfully, climb back up. Tipping over to the left to re-extend your right leg and bring some warmth to that kneecap. Good. Come slide toward the top of your mat. Extend the legs out until they're hovering above earth, only a few inches. Point the palms toward each other. Scoop out the front of the body. And then slowly, slowly as you can, place a vertebra down at a time. When the head lands, let the heels land. Bend the knees. Plant the heels close to your sitting bones. I'm going to invite you into one back bend for our practice. I'm going to move from bridge into wheel, but you can always hang out in bridge or come right up into wheel. Can you tickle the backs of your heels? Plant your heels firmly, lift through the seat. Rock the shoulder blades under you to interlace the fingers. Pause, engage the seat. This is enough. Stay here. If you'd like to, though, plant your hands. Climb up into wheel. Breathe, making room. And tuck the chin to slowly lower down. Let the knees flop left and right. Hug the knees into your outer ribs. A final squeeze. Rocking a little side to side. We've made it. Let's find Shavasana, final relaxation. I know there's always a temptation to skip this part. For some of you, not all of you, some of you it's your favorite part. If you're tempted to skip it, stay. It's not going to be a very long Shavasana. We will take a couple minutes to absorb and integrate and release. Kick on the rest centers of the brain, place where healing happens, learning happens. So essential, not just for the body, but for your neurochemistry. If you're not convinced, maybe someday. Enjoy. Let's return to big, satisfying breath. and small movement. Making your way into bigger motions. A long stretch. Draw the knees in and rock up to a seated position. Thank you for being here. Please do leave comments and suggestions. I love to read them. I love to base my practices off of what you're asking me to provide you. Stay in touch. Namaste.